I guess we should begin.
Yes, let's begin.
Hi, Susan.
Hi, Megan.
How are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
Excellent. I'm feeling very strong today.
Strong?
Mm-hmm. It must be all the trio oils we're playing with.
Place your brand here.
Yes, cypress. It smells amazing.
So
Makes
good.
my head feel like it's blooming.
Yeah.
Yes, well, I've heard that a lot of tree oils impact the pineal gland. And just your... the floral oils make you fall asleep.
They're so relaxing and calming.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
But what they do is they open up that part of the brain that can help you to be more aware. Mm-hmm. Right?
The trio oils.
Yeah, the trio
oils, yes.
Sorry.
Yeah.
There's something on me.
Spiders. Spider webs.
Something tickling me.
Oh dear. Would that be a trauma?
No.
Unless you were terrified of spiders.
Oh no.
Or
If
things
there was,
tickling on
we would have to start again. I'd be running out of your house.
Really?
Yep. I have actual phobia.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Mm-hmm. So that would be a trauma. You were traumatized by spiders. Would that be fair to say?
I don't like them. I know they're great. I just tell them to stay out of my house.
Right.
If you come into the house, fair game.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Stay outside, you'll be live and happy.
Sounds good. Well, welcome everybody to another episode of Essentials Roundtable with myself, Megan Edge, and my fabulous co-star, Susan Seale. Today we are being loggers? Tree huggers.
Tree huggers.
Tree huggers. Forest dwellers.
Loggers. Yeah.
Well,
but you don't have to be a logger to get Palo Santo.
No.
Young Living gathers deadfall.
That's right. Isn't that what they do for most of...
For a lot.
Well, lot of their tree oils.
Well, something like elemi, they have a very sustainable way of... You have to actually cut into the tree, but you have to do it a special way so the tree doesn't die. Mm-hmm. And you have to be careful and manage your forest.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. And that's part of what Young Living does with everything. It's all about sustainability and creating a future rather than taking everything out of our environment.
Things like frankincense and myrrh, those are resin oils. So they would do the same thing with that. But with something like Northern Lights Black Spruce, they actually use the whole tree for different parts of the tree for different things. So, and even parts of the tree that they don't use, they end up using for mulch for other things that they grow on the farm.
That's right. Yes. Yeah. Well, the reason that we're talking about the tree oils today is because we're still continuing on with our episodes on the emotions and emotional oils and how these oils can help support us.
Cheap date.
Just give her some tree oils. I love it. Well, you know, as Susan, as you often say, tree oils, where the floral oils are often associated with the feminine.
Yes.
The tree oils are often associated with the masculine.
Yes, they are.
And so many of the hormone support blends that Young Living has created for men include the tree oils
they
in
do.
them.
You're right.
Yeah, for that very reason. But that's not what we're talking about today.
No.
That's for another show. Or go back and watch our Lucy Libido shows. What we're talking about today is trauma and how to help heal trauma through working with the essential oils in addition to whatever else you are also working with to help heal trauma.
Something that can happen with trauma is you can't focus.
That's right.
You lose your ability to kind of stay focused on things. Your mind wanders and you are distracted.
Yes.
And I think that's an interesting thing when you think that some of the tree oils are recommended for people who have attention deficit disorders. And there are some people who are healers who say that that disorder might have been caused by a trauma. The ACEs study, where they studied thousands of people who had traumatic childhoods and made the correlation to illnesses later in life or to developing focus and attention issues. They're all connected. So, like myrrh is one of the oils you can use for attention disorders. Also for skin.
Yes, it's excellent for skin.
Tree oils are amazing for
They
skin.
are. The elemi is also another really good one for skin.
Frankincense.
Mm-hmm.
Whew.
Yeah.
Okay. Where's Suga from?
That's a cedar.
It's a cedar
Yeah,
from...
West Coast.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Smells really amazing.
Isn't it incredible? It's like you're right in the forest.
They're great
Yeah.
in cleaning products too,
That's true.
because you often see pine. This is pine used in a cleaning product,
Pine sol.
like pine salt. I wonder if they're using real pine oil though.
Well, originally they would have, but I don't know if they are
Probably
now.
not now.
Who knows? We'll have to find out. Just
We
to make
should
sure.
research.
Yes, we will do
Cedar
that
wood,
research.
great oil for sleep.
Yes.
Relaxes your brain and your body.
Which, when you're dealing with trauma,
You need
is
sleep.
really important.
In fact, people say depression can come from trauma, right? It can be a side effect of trauma. And I heard a friend of mine was saying depression is like deep, you need deep sleep. Deep rest, that was it. Depression, deep rest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Depressed.
Oh.
Deep
Rest.
Yes.
Nice play on
Ooh,
words.
okay.
Well, in the previous two shows, we were looking at depression and mood balancing with the citrus oils, and then we were talking about grief and heartache and heartbreak and healing that with using the floral oils. And now we're looking at trauma. So these are the big events in our lives that really affect us at a deep, deep level and can stay with us for
Your whole
decades, your whole life.
Many lives.
Many
according to
lifetimes.
some people.
That's right. And also can be forgotten at the memory level,
Yes.
conscious level,
But stored in the nervous system.
stored in the nervous system. And the other place where trauma gets stored, is in the fascia. Between that sheath between the muscle and the skin. So one of the things that we do in the intuitive energy massage, in order to help release some of that, if it exists in that area, is to do a myofascial release technique on the arms and on the legs especially, to be able to get energy flowing, to get movement flowing. And the results that I've seen from that, often by the time we're having the conversation after the treatment, miraculous healings, because everything just comes. And there's deep sobbing and deep crying, and there's body movements as the body's releasing shock that it's been holding on to for so long.
And oils can help with that.
And
right?
the oils help with that.
Very soothing.
That's right.
There's a blend that they have in the Rollerball blend Tranquil that has cedarwood and lavender in it. And that is one I've used. I actually keep the blend at my side table, and sometimes when I'm doing that work on the arms or the legs, I'll put the oil on the feet or the palms and use it as I massage. Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, or even just having it on your hands and then placing your hands on the client as you're doing the work.
Or tenting, like I call it tenting, where you make like a tent, and they're maybe lying down. You can hold your hands like above their head and tent over.
That's right. And then they get it.
From their palms.
Yeah, they bring it in. Let's talk about PTSD for
Okay.
a moment. So this is something that in my research of trauma, many professionals believe and feel very strongly that once a person has experienced a trauma at that level that creates a PTSD response, there is no permanent healing that can happen, that the person will constantly be living in a state of PTSD of some level or another, managed by usually medication and therapies.
Oh, there are lots of people now, especially in the Young Living world.
Yes.
There's a huge veterans thing happening.
Yeah.
There's a whole process called Aroma Freedom Technique that helps to shift. It works with the memory centers of the brain, with scent and the memory centers of the brain, to shift memory.
Yes.
And to release it. I can't remember his name, but he had PTSD, and he has a whole healing program now that he offers to people. And Gary Young used to bring vets in, apparently.
Yes.
I heard this story.
That's right.
Where he would bring them in for, I don't know, a few weeks, and they maybe would be glassy-eyed and immobile when they arrived, and he'd feed them food that was infused with oils. They'd have beverages that were infused with oils. They'd be bathing in oils. They'd be diffusing everywhere, using them for different things, and also going through a kind of a healing or coaching program to bring back the idea that you can have a life past your trauma. And apparently he had some pretty amazing success, and people within a couple of weeks would start to be bright-eyed again. And I use the oils constantly in my healing work. And people actually come specifically because I'm using the oils.
Yeah. And so, moral of the story is,
Yeah, it's not true.
It's not
You feel
true.
PTSD. Okay.
We both feel very passionate about this
Yeah.
because this is a part of the work that we do, is in empowering people to understand and know their capacity for healing.
Well, the brain is changed by trauma, yes,
Mhm.
but the brain
Yes.
is also changed by healing,
Yes.
right?
And the brain is plastic now. I mean, not
Yeah.
now, but that's the now the thinking is, oh,
There's neuroplasticity.
neuroplasticity.
So it can heal and grow and change. And even when you lose function in some area, you can regain or rewire by like a different circuitry.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And what I tell my clients is that they will know when the healing has happened for them because they will not be responding to the external stimulation or the internal memory the same way that they had before.
Yeah.
And so now it's a memory, but it's not a trigger. And for me, that's really important about working with these tree oils.
And does it happen once, or is it like a process?
I have seen it happen like that, where it's just an immediate switch from the trigger to somebody being very calm and being able to speak of their experiences without falling into their experiences. That's when they know the trauma has cleared. And then in other cases, it may take more time. You know, I think it depends on the individual and it depends on the trauma. It depends on the individual. Really depends on the individual. Because two people
individual.
can have the same trauma and have very different responses
because
to it.
it's the experience. It's an internal experience. It's
Yeah.
not an external experience.
Again, like all emotions, it's subjective
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
what is happening for you. So your healing is going to be unique to you and how you need it to be. And in some clients, I've watched them get up off the table after we've done some really deep energy work, and they have the release, and they're good. And they come back a week later and say, it's gone.
Yeah, gone, done.
It's my emotional response to that is gone, and now I see it as just part of my story, but it no longer defines me.
And it doesn't trigger them.
That's right. And that's where I feel that these oils especially are really, really potent for that. Right? And as we were talking, you know, grief and trauma and depression, they're all intertwined. They're all parts of the same kind of a response to the outside world and to our experiences. But how they show up for us and in what parts of our bodies they show up for us is going to be different. And then what can we use? What can we use? We can use these tools, these amazing tools.
And they're amazing.
One of the things that I always thought would be a good idea to make with the trauma is a lotion, because then it's the whole body.
Oh, beautiful. You can just rub it everywhere.
Yeah, because that's how trauma sets up in the body, and then it becomes a full body response.
Well, I keep Northern Lights black spruce in my shower, and I put a drop, as I'm having a shower, I just put a drop on the shower floor, and it steams up. The smell steams up.
that. Yeah,
and
that's
I use
such
a
a great way
drop
to
for
use it.
healing my adrenals. That would be an amazing thing to have, right? Like
Yeah.
to use things like make your blend that you love in a lotion, and then put it everywhere.
Yeah.
Go to bed. It's like sleeping in the forest.
Absolutely.
And we all feel great after we've done that.
I
Like
know.
camping. The camping blend.
The camping blend. There we go. The clamping trauma blend.
Well, and some are so good for skin. I'm using sacred frankincense right now to heal my scar.
And it's almost gone.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, what shall we put into our trauma healing blend? This one here that I've been playing with since we started the show. This is a blend of Hong Kwai and blue cypress that I put together the other day.
Some fur.
Yeah.
I feel like I need fur.
All right. Let's put fur in it. I think we'll do another show on tree oils that is more specific just to the oils themselves, and
Okay.
pick a few and talk about them. So I'm in
It's
love
not bad.
with Hong Kwai.
Royal Hawaiian sandalwood and
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
isn't that yummy?
Wow.
Maybe a couple
That's
of each.
super yummy. Yeah, let's do that. A couple of each.
This one takes a bit longer.
Do we have a little stir stick?
Ooh, yay! I love the smell of Royal Hawaiian sandalwood. It's so good for our skin.
I know. I can't wait to go to the farm on the Big Island.
Me too. One day,
Field trip.
field trip.
Field trip.
But Young Living actually pays and flies you there when you hit the rank of gold, I think.
Are we there yet?
Not me.
Not yet. Getting there. Okay, so what else would we want to put in that?
I don't know. What do you think?
I
Cypress?
feel like I want a heavy hipper. A heavy hipper. That's someone who's really cool.
A heavy hitter? Or or a smoky one. Palo Santo always smells smoky to me.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Tsuga would be...
Suga.
Oh, yeah.
I think that one.
I think so too. Is that the lid for Cypress? Okay. All right, so let's give it a stir. Biding for time. It's quite light. Have a sniffle.
Oh, we need something else. We need more. Maybe I didn't put enough drops. Do you want to put more in?
More intensity. What did we use again?
Royal Hawaiian sandalwood and fir.
And fir. Okay.
And Palo Santo.
It's funny, I just sniffed the fir and it smelled like bananas.
That's good.
I don't know what part of my brain is.
Maybe it's the tree oils.
Maybe it's the tree oils.
As long as it doesn't smell like burnt toast.
No, that's a whole other problem.
Is that having a stroke? What is burnt toast? Yes. Or?
Having a stroke.
Or the toast is burning.
Or the toast is burning.
There's that. That's usually what it is.
Oh, that is subtle. But lovely. Do you want to put something else in?
I'm wondering about some cedarwood or Northern Lights. See the cedarwood.
Northern Lights. Put Northern Lights in.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're putting Northern Lights in.
I love Northern Lights.
No.
Then you can rub it on your adrenals too.
I love that. I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, black spruce is known for healing adrenals.
Awesome. There's so much healing potential in these oils. I just want to stand on the rooftop and shout it to everybody who will listen.
They heal.
The healing. Let the healing begin. I really like that. I think that's beautiful. What do I always say to my students? When the men in white jackets show up and ask you if you're hearing voices, what do you say? No.
Do they still have men in white jackets?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, right. Doctors.
We love our doctors. Except that, the power of the white coat. It's pretty powerful.
Well, you're wearing a white coat.
Right? I'm the authority. I'm wearing my white coat. All I need is a stethoscope.
It needs more.
Okay. Well, let's do more.
Palo Santo.
Because there's no point in just dithering about with trauma healing, as far as I'm concerned. Especially if you've lived with it for decades.
Yeah, get rid of it.
Let's just clear that.
It's time.
Right? You don't need that anymore. At least I don't think you do. Some people hang on to it, but it just smells great, no matter what.
Oh, there.
Yeah?
Yeah, the Palo Santo.
Palo Santo. Yeah. I can feel trauma slipping away from me. That's beautiful.
If you had a bath, if you made a little dropper blend of those same oils and then bathed in it, put it in your bubble bath and bathed, and then put this on, and then you went to bed, like, how good would you feel?
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that tonight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Perfect.
That was fun, Megan.
That was totally fun. And I hope that other people use that recipe and let us know how it feels. How it feels.
I had to sneeze. Sorry, I was trying not to. Can we cut that part out?
We call that energy moving.
Oh, right.
Energy's moving. Trauma. Moving.
Shush.
There we go. Awesome. Okay, as we leave this wonderful topic, I will.
Oh, that'd be
utilize
another
our-
place to put your trauma oils.
So that's tree, sage, and
There's
something.
a blend called Trauma Life. And I know Ellen and Kat did a talk somewhere and for some first responders, and the person who was there purchased Trauma Life for the institution, for the place wherever they were working.
Wow.
Because they were...
Well, because, trauma isn't just about the person who is experiencing the event. It's about the people around them
too,
as well, and their response to all of that. So all of these oils are wonderful for all of that.
Thanks, Megan.
Wow.
That was fun.
Thanks, Susan. That was fun.
It was fun. Oh, and remember to subscribe below It is below, right? The button's below. I think it's below.
Yeah, I always picture this big red button. Subscribe. And also join us on Facebook in our Essentials Roundtable with Susan Seale and Megan Edge, or Megan Edge and Susan Seale.
Megan Edge and Susan Seale.
Megan Edge and Susan Seale. We'd love to invite you into our community. It's a public group.
Great.
And we'd love to see you there to continue the conversation. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
And scene! Because, the trees.
Does it make a noise?